Gary, welcome back to the football club. Before we get into what lies ahead for you and your team, I think it's important to start with the fact that your return coincides with Tony's medical leave of absence. He's obviously played a role in identifying you as the man to take the club forward. How important is that to you?
Yeah, massively. I spoke to Tony about it. I wanted to make sure that I had his blessing and he was part of that process. I think that's the right thing to do. I think everybody in football hopes that Tony makes a speedy recovery. And part of my job and part of my aim is to make sure that when he comes back, we're a championship football club, and that's what it is. So it's a role that I'm prepared to take on the challenge till the end of the season. We want to make a very strong impact in our own way, but I think that was really, really important to me that Tony was part of that, and I had a chance to have that conversation with him.
So when the club put to you the idea of coming back on board as interim manager, what made you say yes?
Well, there's very few teams and clubs that I think could have got me away from what I was doing for such a short space of time, but it just felt right. It felt like the right challenge. It felt like the right time for that challenge. I've been here before. I've been in this position before with a club. Everyone knows the history that I have with a club. I've seen the fan base at its very, very best. I've seen what it's like to try and turn this type of situation around, and how positive that can be for everyone, players, staff, everyone connected to the club. And part of my motivation really was just to try and bring that positivity back. It's very, very simple to win some games of football, to try to work as hard as we can to make sure that no stone is left unturned in what we need to do, and try to turn this team round and start to show what I think they're capable of. And like I said, there's very few clubs and very few fan bases I would have come back to do this for, but Birmingham City is certainly one of those.
Yeah, and as we say, it's until the end of the season. Am I right in saying there's no consideration at this stage beyond that point?
No, absolutely not. No, it's very, very clear that Tony Mowbray is the manager of this football club, and he hopefully will come back full fitness next season. So yeah, my remit is short term. That's a challenge that I want to take on. I'm really excited about that challenge. I think it's very, very simple and clear for me. Give the players clear direction, try to give them a way to play that builds their confidence and allows them to go and show what they're very, very good at and what they're at their best, and use and try to inspire the crowd to help the team, because that is part of this club. This club is all about unity, and like I said, I've experienced that before, and I really want to experience that again. So yeah, can't wait to get started.
Does that insight as both a former player, former manager help you now in any way?
Well, I said to the players and I said to the staff this morning that I've been here in this position 3 times before. I know what it takes to get out of this position that we're in. I know how we're going to try and do that, and provided the players and the staff buy in that wholeheartedly and make sure that they're prepared to sacrifice what it takes to be the best they can be, then I'm very confident that we can do that. We know it's a challenge. We know we need to build confidence very quickly, and we need to turn results around. And that's the job of a manager, whether that's 1 game, 2 games, 8 games, or 46 games. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's the focus. Put a smile on people's faces and get to work. So we've had a very good first day. Really important that everyone prepared to work hard and do their bit. And like I said, unity is the word, and that's what we're going to try and do.
And as you sit here now again with the Globe and Ball on your chest, was there ever a part of you that felt there was unfinished business 7.5 years ago? Yeah,
absolutely. I think I've said that quite a lot in the meantime. I think it'd be very easy for me to sit here now and say it, but I've said it in many an interview over the times. I always felt like, it was unfinished. I always felt like I would come back here as manager of Birmingham City Football Club, whether that's interim manager, head coach, whatever that title is. And I'm here to help. And I think when you've played a big part in a club and you've seen a club at its very best, it's hard to just ignore that. And for me, it was really simple. And I think a lot of people maybe wouldn't have wanted to take something on so short term, but for me, it made complete sense. And like I said, I'm really excited to try and help out the club and the fans.
you're of course joined by Robbo, Paul Robinson and Dave Carolan. Was it important that you're able to bring your own staff in with you, people that you can trust? Yeah,
look, I think first and foremost, it's it's something that we need to make an impact quickly. So I think the players that know the staff that know my messages, the staff that know how I work, we haven't got 2 or 3 weeks to get that across. We need to do that instantly. So the likes of Joe, who's already here, Joe Carnell, Dave Carolan and Paul Robinson, Robbo knows what the club's about. Dave's worked here before as well, vastly experienced. So I think we need to hit the ground running, but we're here to work with all the other guys, the good coaches that are here, the good people that are here, because I know there's still quite a few that are here now that were here when I was here. So only Dukey left of the players. I've just had a bit of banter with Dukey in there, so he's a lone survivor. But everyone needs to play their part, and I think that's what this really is. It's making sure that everyone's ready to fight, to make sure we finish positively this season. You mentioned some of the familiar faces that are still here, but is this very much a different club to the one that you left all those years ago? Yeah, I think it is. Different owners that, certainly from afar, I saw that positivity early on with what they achieved, with that connecting with the fan base. I appreciate this season's been very difficult for different reasons, and I don't necessarily think that's anybody's fault. So it is a different club, but deep down it's still the same club that people's families have supported for 100 years. So it's a proud club. I know that it's a passionate fan base, and it's a brilliant club to be part of, whether that's, like I said, short term or long term. So my motivation is to put us back on the map, very quickly football wise, and allow the players really to show what they're about. I think this is a squad that's capable of a lot more. I think this is a squad that's has more character than perhaps is given credit for, and I think I want them to have an opportunity to show that, and in turn get the fan base excited. Yeah, results inevitably affect confidence. How do you plan to recapture that among the group? Yeah, I think again, it's got to be a simple message. It's got to be a straightforward message. We've already shared that this morning. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to play. This is how we're going to try and do it. Of course, they've got to work hard and show quality within that, which is what any team wants to do. But for me, we have to play as a team. Whether we're trying to win the ball back high up the pitch, or whether we're trying to build those connections in possession of the football. Either way, it has to come down to, everyone's prepared to help their mate out and go the extra yard. So, yeah, style of play, I think people will see that as we go along. Of course, we need to find ways to win football matches, but we want to do that and get people off the edge of their seat as well. That's certainly the aim. You've referenced them throughout your answers already. I know you had a great rapport with the supporters during your time here. You'll have got some stick from them in the opposing dugout as well in the past few years. How crucial are they going to be in these remaining fixtures now? Yeah, I didn't think they were quite so crucial when they were booing me when I got sent off, I think, against them for Stoke. But yeah, listen, that's the fan base, and that's how passionate they are, and you expect that to happen. So I know, like I said, I know if they see what they want to see on the pitch, which is a team that shares their passion, shares their commitment, but also plays. Birmingham City's had some fantastic footballers throughout the years. So, also people who are brave enough to take the ball in areas that maybe some wouldn't, showing the quality that we need to show. We need a little bit of everything now. And what I'd really say is, I think the message is that we're not going to do anything without the fans. So we need them behind us. We need them to get down to the stadium for the home game and support us away. For every minute of the game if they can, because that's going to be huge. There's going to be times when the crowd need the players to step up, and there's going to be a lot of times when the players need the crowd to step up for them, and I know they'll do that. So we have to make sure we do our part as well. And are you of the opinion that it can have a tangible effect on the number of points that you can start to pick up? The atmosphere when it is raucous and it is hostile can translate to how many points you pick up? Yeah, listen, I've like I said, I've seen it at its very best. I mean, the first game we played many moons ago against Watford at home, and the team hadn't won for a while, and the atmosphere, I'll never forget it. I can still imagine it now. So we need that and more. And some of those fans are going to be new. Some of those fans might have been young people when certainly that happened. I've shown my age now. So but yeah, we need to get them back in there, and we're not going to do it on our own. So I think it needs to be a club effort. and a strong connect. This club's at its best when there's a strong connection between the fan base and the players, and that's certainly something we're aiming to get.
Very finally, from a personal perspective, how much are you relishing the challenge?
Massively, yeah. I can't wait. Couldn't wait to get in the building. It was something that I didn't hesitate to take on board, and thoroughly looking forward to taking the challenge on.
Gary, the very best of luck, and we look forward to monitoring our progress every step of the way.
Fabulous, thank you.
Thank you.